It's serious stuff. The factory teams that are involved at this sort of level spending an awful lot of money to try and make sure that they win the European and World Championships. The drivers are very experienced kartists. They have to be to get to this level. You only qualify for Formula Super A if you've performed well in Formula A beforehand. The top 10 from the Formula A the previous year have to go up into Formula Super A, so Formula A always seems new blood coming in, and it means the top kartists are there in Formula Super A. So they're coming around on their formation lap now, ready to take the start of their first race. They again went through qualifying to start off with, then 3 sets of heats each, and their finishing positions in those 3 heats determining their grid positions for this, the final, the first final, and then the grid positions for the second final determined from their finishing positions in this one. Well, in fact, the fastest driver in the qualifying sessions in the Super A was the girl driver from Holland, Charlotte Helberg, who's a very experienced kartist, champion as well. But she was not to get through the heats, unfortunately, and she has not made it through to this first final. Very difficult for her to battle her way through, and she had problems in those heats and hasn't made it through to this first final, but everyone else has on this grid, and the first race gets underway and steaming down to the first corner. Everybody trying to find their way through. And the man leading it at the moment, Alessandro Manetti from pole position, the Italian on his CRG. And just tucked in behind him at the moment, it's Milton Ritabris, number 11. Tucked in behind him, number 3, Gianluca Beggio. Max Beggio in 3rd place, and the rest of them fighting their way through. Watch out for the Britons in this one. Number 25, Michael Simpson, who raced in the European and World Championships last year. He qualified a little bit further down the order, but not too far down. You'll spot him just a little bit behind this leading group. As a change for the lead there, 2nd place as Max Beggio going through into 2nd place. So the number 3 card of Max Beggio now up into 2nd and chasing after Alessandro Manetti, who's in the lead. Beggio with former Formula 3 experience. He used to race in Formula 3 himself, came back to karting, and very, very quick in karting indeed. He was 2nd in the European Championships last year. There is Michael Simpson, number 25. We've just got a view of the back of his car, running with the St George's Cross on his helmet, the white and red colours. So keep an eye out for him as the battles continue all the way through. It's difficult to keep up with the action sometimes in 100cc karting. It's fast and furious, but very, very good and very skillful as well. You can see these top guys really know their stuff, and you can see why it's such an ideal training ground for the world of single-seater driving and any form of motor racing. They really have to know their racecraft, and the slightest mistake at this sort of level of competition sees you finishing absolutely nowhere. So Max Beggio in control up at the front of the field and looking to try and improve on that 2nd place in the European Championships last year. He had 2 seconds here last year at Valence, and well, he's looking to certainly improve on that this time around. 55, Daniele Parilla, who's former champion himself, just holding on to 4th place at the moment and looking to try and challenge for 3rd position. There he is, number 55, Daniele Parilla, one of the quickest regularly over the last couple of seasons with a tremendous record. He's now beginning to pressurise for that 3rd place, and in fact it looks to me as though he may well just have dived down the inside there. Has he managed to get through? No, not quite. He's still in 4th place, and the 1992 European champion now looking to try and move up another position. He's got to watch out from behind though, because he's coming under a fair bit of pressure himself from Johnny Myslievich, and Myslievich on the number 27 car really is another man to be reckoned with, so he's really got to watch out from behind as well, has Parilla, otherwise he's going to be in trouble. Myslievich just behind him from Sweden. He's had a great record in karting as well. Last year competed in the European Championships, finished 5th in the World Championships back in 1991, so he's been competing now for a few seasons, and he's applying that pressure to Daniele Parilla in 4th position. Holding on to 3rd though, still Milton Ritabris. Ritabris just tucked in behind our earlier race leader Alessandro Manetti, but it's still Gianluca Beggia. Max Beggia out in front at the moment on the number 3. Let's look back, see who else. There you can see Simpson in the background, still in the top 10, 25. Through he goes. And there, number 1 is Nicolas Gianniberti, last year's champion, last year's world champion and European champion in Formula Super A. He was European champion in Formula A the year before. And this guy really has got a tremendous record. He's running on his father's kart this year. His father has built his own kart. It's called the Jolly Kart. And Gianniberti trying to repeat his victories in the championships from last year on this new kart. So he's really got quite a lot to do here. He's not right up with the front runners. He's not far off, but it's so competitive that just being a fraction off the pace. And here's Parilla trying to take that 3rd place away, and he does indeed. Daniele Parilla moving up into 3rd place, just managing to find a way past Ritabris. Ritabris down 1 now, and in fact it looks as though Myśliewicz has just been demoted by 1. There goes Simpson, there goes Gianniberti on the number 1 machine. And Gianniberti certainly not having it all his own way as he has done in the past. He's really having to work for it now. There is Simpson then, and he is just in front of, at the moment, the number 32 kart of Andrea Bellici, as Max Biagio continues to lead from Parilla, who's come up into 2nd position now. So Parilla really on a charge, and the man who's talking about going into the European Opel Lotus Championship car racing this year looks as though he's going to start applying some pressure to Max Biagio now. Still behind him, Ritabris in 3rd place. 4th place has come Alessandro Manetti after leading the race for a while. He's really dropped back down the order a bit, and that looks like it could have been David Terrien going slowly in the background there. Last year's world champion in Formula A on the Sodi kart, really not going so well this weekend. His qualifying times are well down, and he really hasn't had such a good run. As we see a change to the lead, Parilla takes the lead from Max Biagio. Daniele Parilla in front now on the number 55 machine, and Max Biagio demoted to 2nd. And former European champion Parilla really looking very, very strong now on the Swiss Hutless kart, using Bridgestone tyres. This a battle between Bridgestone, Dunlop and Vega tyres in the world of Formula Super A karting. And it looks as though the Bridgestone tyres have the advantage, because it's Bridgestone's leading Daniele Parilla ahead of Max Biagio, who's using Dunlops, and Ritabris, who's on the Vegas. So the top 3 with 3 different tyre types, and of course different responses through the course of the race, as Ritabris there being demoted 1 place, moving up into, oh, he's going to lose another one if he's not too careful. Coming up and passing him is Alessandro Manetti. So Manetti's got himself past Ritabris and takes away that other place, and now he's under a fair bit of pressure himself as well from Guy Denis. And Guy Denis, the man who won last year in the European Championship as well, and he now really beginning to apply some pressure himself. There is Manetti, the pole man. Oh, look at that, really having to correct it a fair bit there, not as smooth as would be ideal, flicking it in on the brakes, but having to really work at it to keep it corrected all the way through the corner. Johnny Myśliewicz trying to move up now. Still Parilla and Biagio up front. Then in 3rd place, Alessandro Manetti. Manetti just ahead of Johnny Myśliewicz, and he's got to watch out from that attack from Guy Denis. Denis, the Belgian, with an excellent record from last season, winning the European Series by just 1 point from David Terrien last year. But he's going to have to perform a bit better than this if he's going to win this year's European Championship as well. But he's managed to get past Manetti. They both get past Manetti, in fact. So Manetti just runs a little bit wide, goes in a bit too quick, and the two getting past him So now Johnny Myśliewicz has managed to nip through there. But still the leaders, Daniele Perilla holding on in front at this stage. Manetti now coming under some more pressure himself from the number 67. Jarno Trulli. So Trulli now getting onto this sort of lead group and beginning to make his presence felt. Johnny Myśliewicz there. Still just ahead of Guy Denise. There is race leader. There's second place, third, fourth, fifth. In the blink of an eye, they all flash through. And Jarno Trulli on the number 67. Now with getting past our former pole sitter, Alessandro Manetti. Trulli now beginning to look very strong indeed. Former world champion himself back in 1991. But look at this, and Beggio in trouble. He loses second place now. Johnny Myśliewicz going up into second. Perilla seems to have managed to escape the clutches a little bit now, and Johnny Myśliewicz goes up into second place. Max Beggio down to third position, but under increasing pressure now from Guy Denise. And Denise looking for a way through. The Belgian driver really looking to attack now, but now he's being passed down the inside there. Guy Denise running wide, and that's allowed Jarno Trulli to come through. So Trulli now making up a position, and he's now attacking Max Beggio for that third place. So there goes Perilla, there goes Myśliewicz, now Beggio, and there is Jarno Trulli in fourth position, having made up a couple of places just on that one lap. Mistakes from those ahead of him, and it only takes the slightest mistakes. Now Trulli coming down the inside, lovely manoeuvre there to get past Beggio, and taking third place now. So Trulli really is on a charge. He's also on the Bridgestone tyres, and it looks as though maybe the Bridgestone tyres lasting the distance a little better. He really is cutting his way through the field at the moment. Max Beggio still holding on behind him in fourth place, under pressure still from the Belgian Guy Denise. And then tucked down in the background, number 85, just managing to hold off the advances of those around as well. But the race leader's already through, and Daniele Perilla still in control. Beggio still under a lot of pressure from Alessandro Manetti. And Manetti going down the inside of Beggio. Yes, he gets through. Beggio just seems to be going off the boil a little bit. Perhaps the kart sliding around a little bit too much now. And it looks as though Beggio's reign at the front here is being challenged. And perhaps the Dunlop tyres on Beggio's car not lasting the distance quite so well. Guy Denise then going through, holding on to fourth place still. Fair bit of pressure on him from Giancarlo Fisichella. Now Fisichella on the number 65 machine there. Keep your eye out for him. There he is, just in behind Guy Denise. He's racing an Italian Formula 3 Championship this year. He's already won a couple of the races, and he's actually leading the Italian Formula 3 series. Here he goes. He's going past Guy Denise down the inside. Oh, they're side by side, and Denise on the grass, or on the dirt on the outside, and Denise losing the place. So Fisichella going through, and there he is, Fisichella, number 65. Not only is he competing in the Formula 3 Championship, he's a works driver in the Formula Super A karting as well. Just shows you how serious this is. They get their good drivers, they want to hang on to them even when they move up into Formula 3. It's worth so much to the top factory teams to be winning at this level that they will get their top drivers, and these are professional kart drivers, these guys. They really are the very top of the tree in the sport. There's Beggio, man who was well up. There's Gianni Berti, Nicolas Gianni Berti, still not going as well as we might have expected. Just inside the top 10, but really last year's champion and champion from the year before, both in the two different classes, A and Super A. But well, he's struggling a little bit to find the same sort of form that he had on the Haas kart last year. Perhaps the new Jolly kart not quite up to the same standard. There's Perilla gone through. There in second place then is Jarno Trulli, being chased still by Johnny Myśliewicz. And this the battle at the moment. 4 seconds still. Myśliewicz has managed to stay pretty well with Jarno Trulli, and Trulli really hasn't managed to catch Daniele Perilla by as much as he would have wanted. They're coming into the final stages of the race, and there we see Perilla winning it then from Trulli in second place, Johnny Mislievich in third, and Giancarlo Fisichella in fourth place.